go really well for the Snapfire just because of how much value you're able to get out of the little shredder. And you just think of the Shadow Demon Undying, not the greatest rotators, you know, that you're able to play around, whereas you're contending against an Enchantress, Spirit Breaker, much more active style of heroes. And, well, I was asking for someone that was going to be able to take stacks as well. As Kitrak breaks the smoke, they're going to be able to get away. So they're even in a position where I guess Seb could potentially invade, right? If he goes like a Boots of Travel sort of build and in this off lane and just looks to yoink away some of those ancient stacks that Shadow Demon should be looking to build up with his Illuminate.
Yeah, well, let's speak about the build a little bit more. What are we kind of hoping that Seb does go? I know you just mentioned one, but what do we think the progression is going to be?
Well, I think in the past when he's played the Coddle, he's gone something like the Greaves, but I'm not sure how much value that's going to get this game. Again, like, they pick a hero that wants to stay on the back lines, and so does the Snapfire. So Kitrak, his role in this game is very much just to be a big distraction. You know, if you're able to get a charge onto the Shadow Demon, great, because it's going to allow everyone else to be able to join into these fights. But it really does rely on the supports like that. That's what's going to be what wins Old G this game. Thompson's performance mid against a lane dominator in the Snapfire, as well as how well the supports are able to enable these cores to stay at range, stay at space, because again, one of the big issues that I have with Ancient Tribes draft is that their catch just isn't really there outside of the Mars. It's a lot for a stand-in to have to do.
And we are thinking the Marzo should have a pretty good game. So we'll get to see if that's going to be the case or not. Does look like Roger's going to be playing in the safe lane with no one as well. So like you were expecting. But as these mid creeps hit for the first time this series, we'll see how Thompson and Mobe are able to go out. And of course, Mobe on his very comfort Viper. But we see the hero only has 2 armor, so that definitely could be an issue. Level 1 Viper definitely not as strong. Every odd level in poison attack, we feel the strength go up and up.
I mean, even just the attack range, right? The Snapfire, it's a little bit shorter than what the Viper's is. But, you know, Thompson, he just wants to get into those earlyish levels. Like, you talk about the odd levels, honestly, level 3 on Thompson feels pretty dangerous as well for the Viper to have to contend with. The bonus rage from the little shredder puts him out of range, and then he's just going to be able to deal a ton of right-click damage.
Now, we didn't get to speak too much about the Juggernaut, considering it was picked towards the tail end of the draft. What do we think are the biggest concerns for Lil Pleb this game? What does he have to be super worried about?
Oh, I mean, his main concern is basically, like, getting charged during a spin, getting caught out on the other side of the map, because, I mean, they've got control for him, right? Whether it be just from lucky bashes from Kitrak. Oh, is he going to... Oh, I nearly thought he would get the healing ward there. If he's able to, again, play a little bit more as that secondary join into the team fight, it means that maybe he's not getting chronoed. It means that he's not the one getting charged, but the issue that I have still remains where, like, it's just so much on this Mars to be able to do, and I'm just worried that that Ancient Tribes draft is a little bit too passive, that yes, they want to farm, yes, they want to make space for this Mobe Viper, but are they going to be able to do it? Because I really feel like OG are going to be primed to start swarming you down, both with the supports as well as even just the Snapfire once you hit that Rod of Atos timing.
I really like what was just done from Alex. I mean, he recognizes that BNC has like a full creep wave and a half under the top tower. So there's no reason for you to be here. You're just going to be soaking up experience for the Mars in a free lane, and you don't need to protect him at all. So he actually rotates mid and takes the water rune away. With that being said, he did also let OG get a pull, so that's besides that. But you know, just the fact that they're already
happened. It's fine. They're going to be able to soak up some of this XP.
Kitrak will have the TP up. Okay, so that's Tombstone used early on, which is now a bit of an opening, at least 80 seconds where there's no real kill threat for them down bottom.
I mean, you talk about Alex with that solid movement, even just the decision of Kitrak, right? What do you do against an Undying? You don't lane against him, as he's looking to potentially to try and help Seb underneath his tower. But yeah, he made sure that he pulled the wave right in front of the tower for Seb. He's already level 3. It's honestly almost reaching the point where I don't know if Kitrak can leave the lane, but again, like, how is a Juggernaut Undying going to be able to get on top of a Coddle, especially one that's already got the Boots of Speed and the Windlace and has almost finished up the Tranquils? So you're always going to have mana, you're always going to have HP. There's really nothing that that Undying's going to be able to do to stop you from farming. So just look to build up some stacks, maybe contest even the 4-minute water rune here on Kitrak, because he's just hit level 2, and he's got a blood grenade to be able to play with. At least spot him, making his move into the river as that charge does start now. Oh, he's actually got points in the cookie on top.
Yeah. Mobe. See how much damage they're going to be able to pump out. They've got the Scatter Blast, of course.
Of course.
Oh, man, of course. Really? Oh, Kitrak, you lucky man. So, first blood's going to be picked up for the Spirit Breaker. Seb is alone, and Seb is also getting chased down as well. Lil Pleb's able to secure the kill, so very nicely done. Yeah, no, not at all. So that's a big kill. Oh, even aggressive tip.
I mean, he always has been a bit of a... He's a fan of the bands. You know, I don't think any of this is in bad faith. You know, he's just one of the boys, you know?
One of the boys indeed. Top lane? No one might be in a little bit of danger. Alex was a bit too far away, though, to land some spells. Just got level 3, though, so 2 points in Shadow Poison's always going to be a bit more kill threat. I do want to speak about the mid lane. I wonder if he wanted points in Cookie because the Spirit Breaker pairing?
Yeah, that's what I thought he might put 1 point in it just to be able to stop like a TP escape, you know, when the Spirit Breaker or Enchantress looks to make a rotation. And I really did still feel like he would look to trying to trade with a little Shredder, but clearly not.
Oh, indeed. So he's having an okay... I mean, that kill definitely helps out. Would have been great if he was able to get the kill. But it's, 20 and 5 compared to the 28 and 14. Still not the worst for Thompson. There may be kill threat as well once he hits level 6. And we see top lane though, no one. Gonna get the reaction out of Kitrak. Actually, a little bit awkward. Cancels the charge.
I think he knows that like no one's not really going to be there to help him out too much, as they're actually looking to make a bit of a kill attempt here onto Alex instead. Does get hit by the blood grenade and still has the envenomed weapon looking to kill him. And of course, Roger on the Enchantress is one of the best player hero pairings that exists in the game, as Mobe, another charge coming in onto him. Oh, haste rune.
Ooh, can he get it? Oh my god, he got it. Oh, Kitrak. You guys having so much value.
It buffs up the greater bash damage as well, right? You have to consider that. He's able to take away the bounty rune really quickly. There's actually a Viper Strike coming in onto Roger, who might have overstayed his welcome, but if they're able to get turnaround kills.
Can they get Thompson? One globe hit the Viper. Wait, Kitrak's still here? Alright. Cookie, pretty nice sidestep, but meanwhile, dude, they had Roger's creep still running down Alex. Oh my lord, what is going on? Wherever Kitrak is, there is blood to be spilled.
That's the reason people are first phase in this Spirit Breaker. The second phase this time around, but it's just making so much space for them. And you can see, like, this is much more what I was expecting to come from Seb. He's actually going for a Drum of Endurance as well, so...
Oh, nice spear.
Time Walk available. Doesn't recover too much HP, though, for no one, so he's going to need to back off, but it's still going to result...
Obed might get them all, man. This Viper could clean up. He's going to get Thompson. Kitrak how long till the charge is up. He's just that's ambitious. I mean, what does he do? You're not going to run. You can't charge away. It may as well just hope you can get enough attacks off. You will at least get the Wisdom Room from Roger. So he sneaks on by.
Indeed, they have found out no one here on the top side of the map. Ooh, Shadow Poison, not quite enough damage to be able to take him out. So it should be both Wisdom Runes as well that they're able to claim early on. And we know how important Shadow Demons value that demonic purge for themselves. So Enchantress, almost level 5, already starting to yoink away some of the jungle that they're looking to play with.
My sprites are with us.
Right, Overstayed is welcome a little bit here. Another charge coming in though. Kitrak doesn't know when to stop.
Pretty nice timing out of Alex's banishment. At least he'll stop now by the looks of it, but he's leaving Lil Pleb solo bottom.
Yeah, I mean, again, Seb, this is really what I was expecting from him, right? Tranquil Boots, Windlace, there's no way for Jug to catch you. Yeah, especially once you've got that Spirit Form popped as well. He really shouldn't be dying all that easily. At least he's able to force out a bit of a spin from Lil Pleb. Maybe
they can get Lil Pleb.
Will come in. Yeah.
They saw the spin. They're well aware that this is on cooldown now. Might need to be defensive Omni Slash into a couple TPs, but no one is coming to help a brother. Spin in 3. And in fact, it's just enough to delay some time.
He's already spent his bash quota.
Oh, no one's even come through the rift. Is he? Okay, just poking his head. Making sure they're aware that there is a potential. Tops and gonna be able to start with the cookie now with Kitrak in. There's your bash. But he's got Alex to try and play intercept. So Mobe's able to retreat. Thompson's still gonna go for the globes. Mobe, can he duke him?
Can't find him.
Left, right, up, down. Mobe, one more globe. He's gonna tick out. And now BNC, though, he's about to ready with the arena. And they're going to have enough damage, though, with these heroes. It doesn't look like they will.
6.
Cookie's a little bit awkward, but they might just be able to do the damage with the supports. They're going to be cautious, though, because Lil Pleb, he wants some revenge. It's going to be in with the spin, but now needs to TP out Kitrak, and his son's first hit. Little bit too far away. That could have been too close, though, for Lil Pleb.
Stunned him back in the base as well. So, you know, it was one of those things where, you know, the debuff immunity, it's still there, but
Midas. Oh my god, I wish I asked him this question yesterday. When we had the interview, I was going to ask about the Midas because he said experience is so vital on this hero.
You'd say just getting level 20 ASAP was the main priority.
Yeah, and I was going to ask him then, because you brought up the Wisdom Room, and I was going to be like, all right, I know Midas has a lot of value with people that need experience, and dude, he's gone for it, and he's top net worth as well. So, let's see how the greed's going to pay off.
Getting a couple of kills and the courier certainly does help, as they'll be able to get another one, you would assume, up on this top side. No bashes, really, for the Faceless Void, but you know, one from Kitrak ends up helping them a little bit. Midas as well for no one.
And they're already 3k ahead, man. God damn. You also have like a... Would you say Coddle Scales?
Not really. Yeah. I mean, the big thing around the mid-coral was the impact that you had off the back of just no one having BKBs, right? Or no one having spell immunity to be able to deal with you. And you've got a Juggernaut. Viper's probably going to go BKB. Mars, you can already see BNC's got it queued up after the Blink Dagger. I love the fact that he is going this Blink Dagger, by the way, again. Remember, he is your only initiation. He is your only one that's going to be able to find catches to be able to start off a lot of these fights. I really feel like Old G playing as 5 is just going to be way too strong as Seb. He's actually TPing in here.
Because he needs to respond to the fight that's breaking out. BNC lands the arena, but there is just no one to play without the Viper. You have no damage inside the walls. The team's going to start to rotate over. Can they take the fight now with the extra reinforcements as Thompson gets the double kill, but now with the Omni Slash up to the north, they'll be... Oh, they almost chained it over to no one. Unfortunately, went back to the Coddle, and now they're going to try and target down Kitrak as well. We'll get the charge out to safety. And no one has nothing to fear too. So we'll be a 2 for 2 in the end. Every single hero but Roger is forced to go top.
End up getting a couple of those kills as well on Thompson, and then Bobe is able to get the kill onto Thompson himself. So he's able to get that 4x kill streak. He's able to get just one item away from the Aghanim Scepter already. And we know how quickly this man can scale if he picks that one up. You know, if you're going double Midas, if you're looking to draw this game out, we've seen Mobe be like 10k ahead of anyone else in the game if he's able to get this really early Ags timing.
So nothing really changes though with late game Viper, right? Like you are still very
vulnerable to Chrono, vulnerable to Snapfire, level 20.
So how concerned are we about Mobe scaling?
Again, I really feel like it's up to BNC, right? If he's able to find a pick off and take the Snapfire out of the fight, then things become very different very quick. As Jug, he's actually getting jumped onto here.
That he is. They're going to use the banishment aggressively. Play might be able to get the kill onto Kitrak before he dies, but now they'll just turn their attention over to Alex's. Even Thompson licks his lips at some free experience and some gold as well as Old G. They're having an incredible start to this game. 13 kills to the 9, 4,000 net worth lead, and they're already thinking about maybe moving down bottom to make another play to see if they can catch someone out farming unaware.
I think that might have just been a bit of a misplay. I mean, they were standing on top of each other for the disruption, so it happens. But 80 gold away from the Aghanim Scepter. Already has the corrosive skin damage per second talent that you get at level 10. Roger, of course, trying to be as pesky as he can with his enchanted creep, but ends up just giving him the gold that he needs to be able to finish this one up. So now you actually are at a point where, you know, sure, the Juggernaut, he doesn't quite have the Battle Fury completed, just 200 gold away, but you can start to take some of
This
the stats.
seems a bit awkward. Well, they're going to use Chrono and Kisses. Do you want to consider about taking a fight? Now, it's a pretty decent tombstone. They'll be forced to address it, but with two big ultimates on Pleb. Okay, can they get lucky with bashes? Mobe's going to start to TP, but they got 2 heroes that bash, my friend.
Oh.
There's more than likely they're going to be able to get it off. The Reno, it's pretty decent from BNC with the Viper on the outskirts. Pleb, no way, he got the Omni over to the neutrals as well, so he's out of harm's way. And that's going to result in the boys on Ancient Tribe getting 2 huge kills and Lil Pleb still living as well.
The one time in history that you want your Omni Slash to be able to go over to some creep rather than heroes. You know, he locked out for sure on Little Pleb. Even, you know, just getting the healing ward off immediately afterwards, he was able to dodge off some of the residual damage that Old G was still looking to dish out. And, well, with that, they're able to steal away that kill streak, ends up giving it over to BNC. So again, very important for his own scaling. You talk about the potential of the Midas for that purpose, but I mean, he's now got the Blink Dagger, and he can look to play a lot more aggressively once again.
That was a pretty good last arena from him as well. So
Yep.
you'll see you and he's not even looking to reveal the blink. Look at that. It clears the mid wave. He might have to shortly, and unfortunately with Arena on cooldown, he doesn't really have anyone nearby to get the damage in. Maybe with Tombstone they'll find Kitrak, so it's not really the worst, but of course it is a kill onto a support that doesn't net them too much in the end.
No, it doesn't. So I really like that decision of Thompson just to really quickly nuke the wave down, because they had this Viper that they can look to rally around with the Ags. They have a siege creep available, so you don't want them pushing into your tower at this early stage, especially when, well, now they know that that Blink Dagger is available. They have to use it to be able to get that Blink Spear back onto the Spirit Breaker. BNC is just hunting for more. I'm sure he's saying to Mobe, just, bro, show in this bottom lane, take all these creeps, we're going to be standing in front of you. They're not farming this close to you.
I'm very concerned this game is a ticking time bomb, and the fact that OG have the net worth lead means that the bomb's going to go off much earlier. I mean, you're a Jug scaling into what has been known as a very rough matchup in the Faceless Void. Speaking of the Juggernaut, it's multiple OG heroes top. They're going to use the Kisses as well to help the chase. Might be able to get the Omni Slash off, which will buy some time. Another great
BNC.
arena. BNC catching out 3, and all of a sudden, OG, they've gone too deep, and the trap has been sprung.
He is playing to expectation and then some on BNC. Like, this is exactly what he needed to be doing. We said he is the only one that can make this big control happen in team fights. You know, it's some pretty good uses of the Demonic Purge as well onto the speedy hero like the Coddle to make sure that there was no chance for Seb to be able to get away from that kill attempt, but it's all set up by BNC. I mean, Little Pleb, he's the one reaping the rewards of all of this, getting a bunch of kills for himself, and I really don't even hate this build into the Sanj and Yasha. You know, just he wants to be able to survive for as long as possible. The additional lifesteal, of course, coming out from the Sanj component as well is going to synergize really well with a level 20 talent for the Blade Dance lifesteal, and he just wants to make sure that he's not getting like 100 to 0. And of course, Status Resist unfortunately not going to affect the Chronosphere, but still gives him a lot of extra survivability.
Is a fight going to break up bottom? Arena's on cooldown. Both OG and Ancient Tribe starting to bring some of their forces down. Nothing will occur. So back to farming we go. Close.
I'm just thinking, when we've seen Mobe play in the past, he really has been that advocate of the Boots of Travel Viper. I'm just not sure how value it's going to be this game, as Seb has to be a little bit careful here. He's actually underneath the vision and gets Demonic Purged.
Might even get Robger as well. They got a glimpse of him with that high ground ward. Going to try and chase him down. It's going to be up to B and see if they will be able to catch him, but not the B. So, I mean, you see, they instantly read that there's a cliff ward. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too late. Top lane, they are going for Pleb, though. They're going to start with Kitrak. The chain control needs to be perfect for the tops and damage. Looks like he's a little bit too far away, and the globs weren't on point to start. So now BNC is going to be able to react. Ooh, just
I
off
thought
the
that
mark.
was inside. No. Just the Warriors with their shields, not able to get them up fast enough, I suppose.
So what do... Lil Pleb, of course, you spoke about the Scepter for him and how much value... Oh, is he actually? Oh, he's changed his mind. He's going
He was
Manta.
going Sanjiasha, and now he's going Manta, which...
So...
I mean, don't hate it. You're able to dodge out the Spirit Breaker charge if you're really on point.
Yeah, you disjoint the Nether Strike, which is like very easy.
Destroy the Nether Strike, get rid of Time Dilation, get rid of Solar Bind, get rid of Blinding Light. It's pretty effective.
Yep. What do we want after that, though? Because, of course, Manta Scepter is at least what he has queued up at the moment. Are we looking like at a 4th item Nullifier? Is there something else that he's going to need to prioritize this game? Oh, that Thorker's bottom lane. Yeah, we got a full fight breaking up. Once again, very deep inside Ancient Tribe's territory. So Kitrak, yeah, wherever BNC is, if he can find somewhere to piece him up against the tree, they're going to be able to do so. Now, top lane, no one in Pleb are going at it. Alex is doing a very good job not to reveal himself, just in case there's a Chrono there. He'll always be able to save Lil Pleb.
I mean, it could just be something as simple as like a butterfly, right? Like you're going up against a Snapfire and a Faceless Void core. They're very capable buyers of the Monkey King bar, but all you really want is attack speed. Right?
Nice sidestep from no one. Went out to the left instead. BNC wasn't expecting. Didn't go to the low ground. So he's now forced to use the Chrono. They need the reinforcements, and that's where the Globs are able to come into play. The artillery raining down. They have that advantage, but Radiant, their advantage is going to be the Omni Slashes. Lil Pleb slashes away the life of no one, and now should be able to TP out as well. He'll live to tell the tale. It looks like the rest of Ancient Tribe will also disengage. So, man, these past couple of minutes been very much favoring Ancient Tribe. They've been able to drag the gold into their favor.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Little Pleb has basically been perfect in every single one of these fights, and I mean, he was the one that carried the D-Boosters squad. We think about Riyadh coming up soon, but the last year's iteration of them, he was the very clear standout player. So he's putting Ancient Tribe on his back once again, looking to get that win that will maybe just take them into that period of safety where they're going to be able to avoid being relegated out of Div 2 altogether.
So now we're kind of getting towards, you know, a little bit of the mid-game. Both sides are maybe considering about how they need to be taking Roshan and how they can fight around it. Do you feel like there's a side that is a little bit more favored that could even look at Rosh earlier than the other?
Probably Ancient Tribe. I mean, it does go both ways, right? Because we've reached this point, it's that 20 to 25 minute mark where, you know, you've got the tier 2 neutral items. You've picked up 2, maybe 3 core items for yourselves. And maybe you're even able to take the Tormentor, like we can see Little Pleb doing now for his team. Honestly, the Tombstone into the Chronosphere feels like a pretty damn useful tool at being able to nullify a lot of what they're able to do, and they do get it onto the Undying as well. So why it does go both ways is that, yes, you know, it's going to be spawning on the dire side of the map. That's naturally where Ancient Tribe are going to be looking to play, but of course, OG have that outpost to be able to TP to. So really is just going to come down to, again, perhaps a little bit of information, a little bit of vision advantage, and or maybe just with how Ancient Tribe are naturally going to be positioning themselves, they're the ones that might be able to drop down a few Observer Wards that little bit easier.
Really like some
Nullifier. Shadow Demon's going for the Yule Scepter just to be able to get rid of that Bulldoze.
Yeah, I was thinking what else he could be considering, and I think maybe there's a Lincoln's that could be worked on. I mean, Lincoln's is just so much value versus Spirit Breaker. Speaking of the hero, Kitrak, Solo Arena, so they will be able to get the kill.
Triggers to me that they're doing Roche, or at least they're strongly considering it. Maybe Mobe just wants to push in this mid lane, and finally he is going to be able to pick up that Boots of Travel. Got it coming out to him on the courier now, lucked out with a Grove Bow too. So, yeah, we talk about these old G heroes that are wanting to stay and play a little bit more on the back line. I mean, Viper is going to be enabled to do it as well.
Damn, they're starting actually on OG. So they're going to try and take this, and they'll trade a T2 tower for it. Radiant, this is a bit difficult to read. Someone's already dealt with middle. Bottom is completely pushed out. And they don't really have the greatest vision inside their bottom jungle or the triangle. So this is going to be a difficult one for Ancient Tribe to actually try and be aware of.
Too late, even if they did side, and they'll be able to claim it for free. I mean, the plus side is, I guess, Ancient Tribe feel like they're not quite ready yet. And you talk about what item could Pleb look to possibly go for next. I really think it's just anything that gives attack speed. You know, like, you're going to be able to hit up that next item timing by the time he's level 20. So just look to essentially get a free Satanic off having a great Omni Slash with that Blade Dance lifesteal.
Yeah, I'm fine with what we suggest. Like, I think the Nullify, Butterfly, I think, again, Lincoln's maybe 5th or something like that. Because Seb's building a Hex, that's another big reason why I think it could be considered Kit Track.
Pick. Oh, that time. Yeah, there we go.
A little bit awkward. Doesn't matter though. They've got a DD too. So, spy this one out. And this should be some more objectives for Ancient Tribe, even though they're going up against the Aegis advantage. It will be 4v5 for 30 seconds. So, should be a free tier 2 tower. They actually give him the bottle, so they're not going to use it on this, feeling like it's not required.
Hopefully everything's doing okay for Ancient Tribe. Yeah, I mean, you want to at least bait out the glyph, right? Like the lane, I guess the next wave is coming. Just going to need a minute here. If everything's okay. I'm looking at LeBron's camera right now. Oh, no, that's cool.
Sure, they're good.
We are ready.
One player is disconnected, my friend. 4v5. Let's do it. Who needs Topson? Topson is level 17. Midas is about to be off cooldown. He's going to be Denog. TI player is going to be a couple seconds late to Midas. This is not good enough.
There's a creep wave. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but it'll be a couple seconds. What, are you going to cookie for it? You won't even get there fast enough.
Bots at win lanes.
It's going to be on cooldown for like 1 second.
All right, calm down.
Let's see.
Run.
1 cat and dog, 2 cat and dog, 3 cat and dog, 4 cat and dog. All right. A little bit of inefficiency.
Is that good enough for you?
Oh, come on, man. You need to be on point with... That's a big kill, Seb. Vinci's going to jump over this. BKB just got delivered. Does he look to TP out? He's got to do it pretty soon. Looks like it will cover the whole duration. Roger, though, he's going to be chased down. Spears back up, so there's no possibility for him to maybe think about some TP shenanigans, but at least Seb is able to live. Dude, what a timing for that choreo to get delivered. Just as you jump in with the arena. And that is really the big thing that he's worried about this game. You know, that's why he's gone kind of the BKB, so that should protect him against his main nemesis being the Mars Arena.
Yep. I mean, they're about to get their second BKB delivered for the Faceless Void as well. No one using that Aegis to be able to farm a little bit more aggressively in that mid lane, potentially force them back. But at least they've got good vision up on Ancient Tribe to be able to scout out potentially these next big items coming. But they want to make sure that they're able to go with their strong timing of their own. I mean, Viper, Little Pleb, he's very close to level 20. He's actually going a Basher. Don't hate it, but again, it doesn't really add anything in the form of attack speed, so you're not getting a huge amount of benefit out of the Swift Slash. I guess it's kind of nice of, you know, cancelling out TPs and the like. Just being able to do that from extra range that the Swift Slash cast range does provide. Webe as well, he's closing in on a full Bloodstone for himself. Lots of survivability coming through from the Viper Man.
He must be so comfortable with this current position of the game. Like this guy loves this item build, and we've seen late game he just seems kind of untouchable sometimes. I do wonder if he considers about an armor item next. Could you look at AC or Shivas?
I think he might even do AC as like his general build up, just because it's probably going to be around the time where he gets like an Aghanim shard as well, and you know you got the jug for it as well, but you can be that high ground sieger for your team.
Let me see. In this 59-minute game, he went Shiva's after overwhelming blink, but that could be very game specific as well. So
like this from Pleb though, Swift Blink coming next from him. So I wanted attack speed. Didn't get it from a Butterfly or anything like that, but that certainly is going to enable them to get on to some of these trickier heroes. You know, we mentioned Seb, we mentioned Thompson at being those heroes that have heroes to fight in front of them, enabling them to play a little bit more defensively on the back lines. Well, not so much if you've got a Swift Link to be able to contend with. And well, Thompson doubling down on that Dragon Lance to be able to combine together with... he actually gives up his Grove Bow for the Defiant Shell. Okay. Don't hate it, but again, like, I guess it's within his attack range, right? So he just wants to be right-clicking a ton.
Jump in, BNC. Solo catch onto Rogers, not the biggest. They did see no one on the other side as well, but which there wasn't any lucky bashes for Pleb, so it's probably going to reveal this cliff ward. And I imagine they're just going to continue to split up the map on OG. You know, Seb's already in a pretty good position to shove out top. Bottom's also shoved out as well.
And Seb's really just trying to delay things until he's able to get into this Scythe of Vice, right? They need their own reliable catch. They don't want to be using the Chronosphere this early on, especially considering now they're against 2 counters to it in both the Shadow Demon, who's got plenty of cast range with the Aether Lens. He's got a Yules to be able to protect himself from the Spirit Breaker. And, of course, the Tombstone as well, with that Agony Shard picked up by LeBron. So, you know, dodging out, not playing in the lanes, kind of doing Ancient Tribes gain from the laning stage, wanting to avoid that Undying.
How viable is the Tombstone save? Can you pop it, like, directly in the middle? Or does it have to be on the outside?
Well, the cast range is kind of small as well, so that makes it a bit more difficult too. I think you can use it inside of the Chrono, though.
Okay.
Like, Undying himself gets a new action himself, rather than it just being on the tomb. So,
man, do you... I don't know what his neutral items are.
Like, that's the only reason that his cast Undying.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see it. That because I was going to ask that. Do you go Aether or even hope for a neutral item that helps with that? Okay, well, it's a very, very passive game. Everyone seems pretty content.
37 kills, 29 minutes.
Yeah, but we haven't had like any crazy team fights though. You know, little pickoffs here and there. Early on, there was a lot of action, like first 15 minutes, maybe even 20.
That's because they didn't have Hurricane Pike and level 20 on Thompson. They didn't have the Defiant Shell. They didn't have all of those stats for a universal hero to play around with, let alone no one himself being level 20.
What we've seen, this is
no damage coming through.
The first
off Mobe.
Off the back of really the first proactive move they've made in a while, right?
Is this their first smoke that they've made the entire game?
Oh,
I feel like all the smokes have been on Mars and maybe the Shadow Demon.
I'll just say in a while. Surely they would have smoked early on, but you know, in a while at least, that's a safe way to put it. We have not seen them, so they will not connect on the smoke. It does look like Ancient Tribe are also going to miss as well. They'll be able to cut both mid and bottom, and probably even get some wards set up. We do have more than likely Tormentor shortly. I didn't see when OG actually claimed it, but maybe in the next couple of minutes.
Recent-ish, they ended up claiming it. No, I think it was actually... It was Ancient Tribe that got it.
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
It was when Lil Pleb was like level 19 and 3/4 they did it.
Okay. Another smoke. And OG are just begging for a fight. No one's on this high ground to pop it. Maybe we'll be the first to face check. They're actually going to slip on past him.
They know he's right there.
I want to
get this back line.
Oh, it's a pretty decent chrono. Both supports, they're going to be easy kills. No one, he's in a little bit of danger though. Time off repairs some of the damage. Now Pleb's going to be cautious. He's used all his Omni and the Swift Slasher. No one's going to be able to get out of danger. It's a decent arena holding Thompson and Kitchak into place, but the call from OG is to retreat, and now they can go back in once the abilities have been wasted. So going to be cautious of Mobe. This Viper is something to fear. They're playing their distance, but Sep, he's coming in aggressively. Sep will be cut down onto the left side, but maybe the rest of OG can do it themselves as BNC finds a great angle for the speed, piecing him up against the wall, and they'll kill off the Snapfire, and they aren't done just there. Pleb unable to get a right click in onto the TPing out Enchantress, but in the end, even though it looked like a great start for OG when they're able to get 2 supports off the chrono, but will be a 2 for 2 in the end, and up the high ground rating go.
I mean, I know they did get focused out first with the Faceless Void Chronosphere, but just looking at that fight recap as another dive.
And there's no fear. Does he need to as well?
I don't think you're worried as long as these BKBs are on cooldown. I legit don't think Mobe could die. Like, he waited, he held that nosedive until the last possible second, made sure to land it onto Thompson, and, you know, the Snapfire was just food. BNC, of course, enabling them to confirm that kill, but, you know, it's going to be a bit of a scary time.
But they got
able
him.
to get this spear back. Probably she'll still be able to survive, but maybe you get a second tier 3 tower off this.
Ooh, get back to base. No, he's gonna die.
Oh,
no, he didn't. 35 seconds till Chrono cooldown. No mana for BNC. I guess he can Soul Ring. They even give him the bottle as well. Might be able to get enough resources.
What is he doing?
Who? Oh,
he just,
little pleb, yeah.
He was spin hitting the racks, and then he got yoinked into the tombstone.
Having a bit of a chuckle, bit of a laugh.
Bro.
They're gonna be feeling themselves right now. It's a good fight from them.
Stay in Div 2. I mean, we talked about Mobe Viper, right? This is why you first phase it. He is equal top net worth with the Juggernaut that's been, you know, pretty early Battle Fury timing on Little Pleb. Basically perfect Omni Slashes every single team fight. What more could you want? And now he's level 20 himself, so even more slow and damage.
They see Pleb. Ooh.
They're trying to bait out some spells. They don't want to be the ones fighting without their own BKB. They don't want to be the ones, you know, without the Chronosphere to play with.
And you can't solo Chrono a hero without seeing the Shadow Demon. Like, Roger's trying to give them some information. Any sentries? One's just on the outskirts. Alex? Oh, they got a gem.
I don't know how I feel about this decision from Kittrack to go the BKB. I think he needed Shadowblade this game. Like, you needed that to be the initiation that you've got to be able to find that Shadow Demon without needing to pop the Chronosphere like they did in that last fight.
Man,
like,
they're going to lose a full set of barracks.
I mean, yeah. Had Spirit Breaker charging back, but he actually cancelled it.
Oh. And now they won't be able to... They're in two minds. You've got a couple of heroes hanging around bottom, but the rest of the team, they've gone back to defend, and Kittrack can't do it. So Topson will reveal now. This gets very awkward.
I think OLG's only chance now is waiting for, like, level 25, and you hit, you know, multi-man Chronosphere, you get that multi-shot from the little shredder with some lucky crits coming through, and, I mean, even if they're able to last long enough for tier 4 neutral items, you know, maybe Snapfire is able to get one that just pumps up her damage even more than the Defiant Shell. You know, they would love a Penta-Edge sword, for example, for him.
How do you even take a team fight, though, on OG? Because it seems like if you don't have someone creating chaos, you're never going to be able to get a multi-man Chrono. And I feel like that is necessary to a success now. That's
why I was wanting Kittrack to get the Shadowblade, right? Like, they needed that little bit of extra frontline control for the team. You know, I was mentioning that Ancient Tribe were lacking it a little bit, and, you know, BNC,
Pleb.
he's still... Ooh.
They have a Hex. Are they going to have the damage? They need to get pretty lucky with the bashes, and it looks like they might. No way. Pleb's okay for the moment. He can turn with some of the slashes. We've got to be cautious, though. Look at the crits. It's not enough. There's the Omni Slash onto Seb, ripping him apart. And now the Swift Slash to finish off Roger. And meanwhile, Kittrack is inside the river. No one, though. That's a pretty decent Chrono. I don't think he's going to have to damage with Thompson on the outskirts. And an instant buyback out of Alex. They feel like they can end this right here, right now with one more fight. As what an arena from BNC. Clips him on the back line. There's no BKB. Seb's already used it. They'll try and pray that no one can TP out. They were successful at dealing with the Ages, but two are down without a buyback. Ancient Tribe, power in numbers. They can walk it down and potentially go for the jugular.
I mean, they've even got enough to be able to buy that Shiva's Guard again. Without the BKBs, it's so hard for them to fight, and Thompson had to use the BKB at the very end there just to be able to survive on the escape. So the Hurricane Pike to be able to get away, but I don't think you can look to stop them. They're just going to go down this last lane. Bobe's going to put himself on the front line. He's got the Bloodstone. He's got the cheese. He's not going to get chronoed.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was a lot of damage.
Yeah.
We see the potential of what Thompson can do, but it might be a little too late. There's another death. Roger down. Back to barracks they go.
putting the demonic cleanse in onto Alex as well, and well, there's the setup of the tombstone as well. I don't even need to wait for the Megas. They're looking to try and claim some kills right now.
What a game. Ancient Tribe. I mean, it's just their execution in fights. BNC, man, multiple times these arenas have been very, very on point from the stand-in. Incredibly impressed. His KD8 doesn't say it all. He's had so much impact.
Mm-hmm. You look at his net worth. Oh, he's so poor. Not really. Man has been giving up his game to make sure that... I mean, you've got a Juggernaut with Battle Fury and Manta Style, and you've got a Viper with Aghanim Scepter and Boots of Travel 2, by the way. And Manta. So they're just going to be farming like 90% of the map themselves. There's not much for the Mars to be able to pick up for himself other than like, you know, using the spear out with the God's Rebuke to be able to just, you know, get some of that residual damage going through. BNC hopefully he sells that shard unless he wants to buy it so that the Jug does get it, and it seems like that is the case. More attacks, I suppose. Does feel nice with the Blade Dance.
So you said before you feel like really just only hope for Diary's level 25 Thompson. Is there any cope? Anything else we can kind of see down Megas?
I mean, okay, so I also talked about the tier 4 neutral items. He's got the Spell Prism as well, so going to be using that little shredder a little bit more often, which does feel nice. I mean, what sort of neutral item could they even look to? Sorry, what? Shard? Planar Pocket?
Yeah.
Yes, if you could force the Omni Slash onto you, that'd be nice.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Double Daedalus.
It has, like, we've seen Mobe get close to going down multiple times now, right? And it's all been on Thompson. Like, he is the one that just needs to get lucky with some of these crits coming through. Do they have a... They have a Solar Crest. It doesn't seem like they do on OG right now. They would love to use that onto the Viper if possible. He's so tanky, man. He's got the Timeless Relic. He's got the Bloodstone. Had to use the Cheese previously, but Kai Assange and everything else finished up Shiva's Guard too. It's just going to provide him so much more survivability.
And Reaper is officially queued up. No one? They're going to lose this Observer advantage. Now, this is a really awkward position to fight. No one's slowed down for the Viper strike, so they can continue to chase. Play jumps in aggressively. What is the bash as soon as the Swift Slash expires? 4v5. No one will try and get a decent chrono out, but there's the SD. They even use the arena defensively as well to stop some of the damage from Thompson. It's just perfect spell casting out of Ancient Tribe. You could not have asked for better, and it's a well-deserved tip as well. The stand-in BNC, they saw what it was able to do inside that fight with the arena.
It was perfect, right? Like, it just... Thompson wasn't able to do anything. You could see he was winding up that little shredder to be able to take him out.
Oh.
Get the Enchantress. It's a freebie at this point. And they've even got the Tombstone coming back up in 5 seconds, so no Chronosphere, no Thompson.
GG.
No more OG.
No more OG in this game one. This was a incredible performance. Ancient tried to take it in 40 minutes in. Was a very, very slow burn through some of the mid-game, but then all the act